Okay, in this video, we are going to deploy the infrastructure and basically stand up the Kubernetes cluster without any sort of ingress or anything like that, but basically just the kit of the main system as it runs. And 100% credit to Vito Botta. He built a great, a great tool. This process used to be insanely complex. I had a Terraform version of a cluster before this, and it was a nightmare. So this is dramatically better. So what you do is you basically create a YAML file, and if you go and you look at his details here, he kind of goes through the gist of it. I'm not going to cover all the things he says here. I don't think that I need to regurgitate that. The important thing, though, is this. In this configuration, it is that what you do is you use this existing network, and that has to match the name that we talked about in the previous video. And then the private network subnet needs to be this .1.0 configured in such a way that works. And this is how I did it. Looking at it now, it seems like it's wrong, but I think it's maybe automatically right now deploying into 0.0 anyway. Because this is the one I assign to the private network or the vSwitch. But anyway, this existing network thing is really the key here, because that will reuse the network that we already built and created once we created the cloud project and we got the key that we put in the envrc file. And then from there, per the instructions, right? All you need to do is, once you've got this up and running, you're going to run this command. And the plus of this is you can make changes to this config and then redeploy. So it you just keep editing this as you want to up things and down things. Let's see if there's anything else we need to cover here, but you'll do that next, and basically that will get you a stood up infrastructure. One thing that I think is important probably to say is that you want to make sure that the location in here is the same as your dedicated servers. There's some thought out there that it doesn't matter. However, having deployed a Rails-based application over this infrastructure using Redis for my worker queues, I will tell you that the latency there was long enough or low enough that it cost our Sidekiq workers to basically complain about a slow Redis connection. So it's a really good idea to go ahead and put everything in the same data center, at least to start. So you'll, again, using the commands here, basically you will deploy using this, and it will stand up your cluster, and then you'll be able to rock and roll from there. And that's the next step. So then we will, the next step is that we will configure networking, and I'll show you how to configure that networking in such a way that you can access the dedicated resources and servers you have infrastructure-wise.